Welcome back to Explain the Charts, your go-to source for in-depth market analysis. Today, August 11th, 2025, we're taking a deep dive into one of the biggest tech giants, Alphabet Incorporated, trading under the ticker Google. We'll be analyzing both recent news and comprehensive chart data to understand its current position and potential future movements. First, let's look at the headlines that are currently shaping investor sentiment around Google. Recent Google searches indicate a prevailing, moderate buy consensus among 43 Wall Street analysts, with 29 recommending a buy and 4 a strong buy. The average 12-month price target stands at an optimistic $211.53, with a high forecast of $240 and a low of $172. This implies a predicted upside of over 6% from its recent trading levels. News outlets like Investors Business Daily have reported that Google breaks out and is gaining traction ahead of antitrust remedy ruling. Additionally, Seeking Alpha recently suggested the stock is undervalued. These positive sentiments are crucial, especially considering the stock closed at $201.42 on August 8th in our daily data, which is very close to the reported current price of $202.09 mentioned in the search results. Now, let's turn our attention to the charts, starting with the daily time frame to grasp the broader trend for Google. Looking at the daily chart, we can see Google has been in a generally bullish trend since early April 2024, recovering from a low around $140.53 on April 7, 2025. The sharp increase around April 9, 2025, with a nearly 10% gain, marked a significant reversal from the prior downturn and aligns with a strong rebound. Notice the impressive run-up to new highs in late 2024 and early 2025, peaking around $204.02 on January 31, 2025. This level and the subsequent resistance around $206.38 on February 4, 2025, are critical long-term resistance zones to watch. The subsequent pullbacks in February and March saw the stock test and hold support around the $160 to $165 levels multiple times. This area around $160 to $165 has acted as strong support, demonstrating buyers stepping in during significant dips. More recently, in June 2025, the stock found strong support near $162, initiating another leg up. The current price of $201.42 as of August 8, 2025, shows Google reapproaching those prior all-time highs, which aligns perfectly with the Google breaks out news we discussed earlier. Shifting to the one-hour chart provides a more granular view of GOOGL's recent movements, specifically from late July 2025. While the daily chart shows a strong overall uptrend, the hourly view reveals periods of consolidation and short-term volatility. Observe the price action between July 21st and July 29th, where Google generally traded in a range between approximately $187.50 and $195. This period saw resistance forming around $195 to $196, with pullbacks finding support near $188 to $189. Volume spikes, particularly on July 23rd at 1300 hours Universal Time Coordinated and July 29th at 1900 hours Universal Time Coordinated, often accompany these significant moves, indicating increased trading activity during shifts in momentum. The break above $195 in the later part of the one-hour data suggests a bullish continuation, reinforcing the positive analyst outlook. Now, let's zoom in even further to the 15-minute chart, focusing on the very recent trading action from August 8, 2025. This time frame allows us to identify immediate support and resistance levels and understand intraday volatility. You can see a clear breakout from around $197 early on August 8th, with a rapid ascent past $200 and reaching a high of $202.61. This sharp move confirms the short-term bullish momentum implied by the Google breaks out headlines. The candles show sustained buying pressure, with higher highs and higher lows, reflecting strong demand. However, around the $202.50 level, we see some consolidation, suggesting a minor resistance point or profit-taking as the day ended at 201.75. For short-term traders, the area around $200.50 to $201 now acts as immediate support following this breakout. A retest of this level, if accompanied by lower volume, could present a buying opportunity, whereas a break below would indicate weakness. So, what are the reasons to be bullish or bearish on Google right now? On the bullish side, the strong analyst consensus, high price targets, and recent technical breakout are significant. Google's continued innovation in AI, as well as potential positive outcomes from its antitrust remedy ruling, could further fuel growth. The strong support levels observed on the daily chart indicate a robust foundation for upward movement. A clear break and sustained trade above the $205 to $207 resistance zone would confirm a strong bullish continuation, potentially opening the path to the $240 analyst high target. Conversely, reasons to be bearish include potential negative news from the antitrust ruling, though recent reports suggest a more favorable outlook. Any unexpected broader market downturn could also drag Google down, regardless of its individual strength. If the stock fails to hold critical support levels like $195 in the short term, or more significantly, the $170 to $165 range on the daily chart, it could signal a reversal. Volume is key. Watch for significant buying volume on upward moves and lower volume on pullbacks to confirm the trend's health. In the short term, traders should monitor the $200 to $202.50 range for Google. A confirmed break above $202.50 on high volume could signal a run towards new highs, perhaps targeting $205 to $207 as the next resistance. Conversely, a sustained drop below $198, particularly on increased selling volume, would suggest a retest of the $195 or even $192 support levels. For long-term investors, the current consolidation near prior highs, coupled with strong fundamental news, presents a potential entry if a breakout occurs. However, any dip towards the $170 to $165 long-term support zone, if it happens, could be considered a deeper value entry point. Always remember to manage your risk with appropriate stop-loss orders and consider your overall portfolio diversification. To recap, Google is currently exhibiting strong bullish momentum, aligning with positive analyst sentiments and recent news about its market position and legal developments. Key price levels to watch are immediate support around $200 and resistance at $202.50, with a more significant resistance zone at $205 to $207. On the downside, major support lies around $195, and a critical long-term floor is at $165 to $170. The likelihood of Google testing higher levels, possibly even towards the $211.53 average target or $240 high target, appears high if the positive news flow continues and the stock maintains current support. A major catalyst to watch is the outcome of the antitrust remedy ruling, which could provide significant upward or downward pressure. Always pay attention to volume trends. Strong volume on up moves and lighter volume on pullbacks reinforce the bullish narrative.